Hi there. When I was a little girl, I was around a relative that was very close, and she would often say some words to me that would annoy me to high heaven, and I hated to hear them. And she would often say these words to me when she was dealing with my sassiness, when I wasn't listening to her, when I was trying to have the last word, or she would say it to me when I was trying to talk above her and all of the other adults in the room. And the words are, you need to learn to outrun your mouth. I chuckle about it now because I say that same expression even to this day as I deal with my own self, when I deal with my own child, when I deal with some friends, and even when I'm around certain relatives. And it's true. I do need to learn to outrun my mouth. And I find that when I don't listen to my own advice about outrunning my mouth, sometimes when I'm upset and I allow my words to slip out of my mouth and a barrage of words come out toward that listener that was the receiver of those words, sometimes the listener ends up upset, frustrated, or there have been times when that friendship ended right then and there. So truly, I do need to learn to outrun my mouth. But I also want to say that communication is one of the most important ways of us expressing ourselves in our relationships with others. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't communicate because we must, but I'm saying it's how you communicate with others. Now, we are going to have different opinions about certain topics. And so I'm not saying that we shouldn't be able to express ourselves with others and the other person should be able to express themselves with me. What I'm saying is that when that relationship and that communication with one another ends up with us arguing with one another, and we're trying to be really forceful in how we're expressing ourselves with the other person, and no one is willing to bend in that situation, and no one is willing to change their thoughts about that particular subject, then it's time to just kind of close off that conversation and just end it, because it's not so much what you say. A lot of times it's just how you're saying it. And so a lot of times we may say things to another person and it's the tone of our voice and it's how our facial features are being exhibited at that time that causes that person to end up trying to interpret the meaning behind the words that we say. Because truly, words are spells, and those words can sometimes build a relationship, and other times the words can break a relationship. And I've had situations in my lifetime where friendships just ended right then and there because of maybe how I expressed myself toward them or they expressed themselves toward me. And so communication is important, but I do realize that sometimes silence is better than a multitude of words. Because a lot of times, those multitude of words, I will go on and on and on and on and on, well past the time of us being on that subject, because we're at a deadlock and no one is willing to budge. So at that time, that's when I need to remember that old advice that that relative said to me and those same words that I've said to myself many times in my adult life. I need to learn to outrun my mouth. So I'm saying that to say this. You might want to take that a little bit of advice about the importance of our words. The communication is so important in our relationships, but it's just how we say the words that we say to others. So I will end this video right now. I do hope that you have a beautiful, a wonderful remainder of this day. This is Proud Melanated Queen saying goodbye.